about making sure it had no node modules. So there was no proliferation of dependencies in teaching Node.js and proper web development. Everything was done with a standard library that comes with Node.js, which is really good. And I don't see enough of that happening because we have quite a bit of capability in the standard development kits with languages and the platform that you're running on to really get at least the start of projects done. You don't need to, be seduced by all the latest frameworks and libraries out there to get things going. You should be able to get some repeatable code, and one of the advantages of event modeling and these event-sourced systems is the cadence of copy-paste. So if I have a few command handlers, event handlers, and screens done, to do the next ones, I should be very I should be able to rely very well on being able to copy paste an entire command handler from a previous person's work, adjust the data and tests, and keep going. It should be that dull and boring. So if you couple that with the idea that you can do quite a bit with a standard library in Node or .NET, think about all the things you can improve on slowly with each slice, and then reintroduce those things to previous things, so to previous slices that you've done. So we've done this on a project to project basis where we move the entire infrastructure from a previous project to a new one. But as we have different concerns about the infrastructure, we can slowly add to that boilerplate code. It's not really a framework. It's really, again, the source of a lot of copying, pasting of previous event handlers and command handlers and screens. And that's what you really want, because that allows you to continually and fluidly improve how your organization greases the wheels of its operation, but not have to bring in whole opinions from other more generic applications of those things, and perhaps bloat your code base with things that are not important for your company. So obviously we have a lot of different companies in different verticals, so we're more of a more true to what a generic type of framework would offer. But certainly for an organization that's doing this project after project internally, it would be even more advantageous, because it would continue to bend the code into something that's a huge advantage for your organization, without the burden of having features that may not be the best for you, and might end up actually just distracting your teams by trying to make use of them. It's what vendors always want. They want you to use more and more of their stuff because they'll entrench you more, and but it's really prudent to not be distracted by those implementation goodies and keep focus on what your business goals are. And I think this cadence going from command handler to event handler, copy pasting them across, really does give you that advantage. At least it has for us. Okay.
Error.
Oh, wow.
Electronic home. Wow.
So I'm going to have to jump off here and go feed the kids some lunch and do a few other things.
No problem.
Schedule for the day.
Yeah.
They're at home or at school. And I might be able to jump back on after the end. There's one person in the waiting room. Are we just letting people in?
No, I think we have to see if they're...
It's hard to tell if they're like, I looked at the Slack. There's somebody named Johnson in the Slack. There's somebody named Johnson in the waiting room. Is it the same person? I don't know.
You can message them. and say, please say hi. I'll message them. I can
Yeah.
basically, I think we have to have,
I was going to message them or do something. We should figure out what that routine is.
yeah, I think well, this is all new. This is all Zoom stuff that they've done,
So
you know.
since I was about to jump off, I didn't want to start that and then leave them. But
No, I
do
don't,
you have someone else that can help
I'm
you
going
with
to,
the
I think
with the co-hosting?
Yossi's a good guy that I know. I'll make him co-host just for fun.
Yeah,
And Sean, I know. Um, I
yeah.
can
If you
also
can
have Sean as
give
a
a few people co-host privileges so that
co-host. Yeah,
you're
exactly,
not left
just in
hanging here.
case. And Morton, I know as well. Morton as a co-host, so
And
he can do that. But yeah, we should definitely just be able to message these people and
yeah,
say, what is this message?
you can message everyone in the waiting
Oh,
room,
okay.
but I
Say,
don't know how that works.
please say hello in the Slack to get admitted. We've had some random people come in to disrupt. Okay, so if they basically say something on Slack in response to that, we know that they're probably legitimate because they've heard about the event on Meetup and or are already part of the Slack group. So
Right. So maybe for next time, Adam, what we can do is there's a preference to not, when you make the URL, don't include the password. And
yeah,
you can just post the password in the Slack.
yeah, that's what I'll do.
And so then people find the URL wherever, they'll follow it,
Yeah,
but they have to
exactly.
get
Yeah,
to
I
the
think
Slack to
that's
get the password.
yeah, it's a yeah, exactly. So I forgot that it
You're,
includes it by default. So
yeah, you can change, go to your preferences and change that right now, and it won't include it by default. That's a preference for
okay.
you.
Yeah, but people that go there, they'll still be on the admit me kind of waiting
Yeah.
room, right? Okay.
So
Okay, so
there
I
it
think
goes.
that
So
was the problem because they skipped the. Although that's weird, Rick, because I still had people come in, and we still had the admit thing, so they don't get in automatically. We still have to admit them. But you're
yeah,
right.
because you have
Just to
if you have
yeah,
the waiting room setting and the no password setting, those two things can work in complement well. Um, if you don't do, you might not need both of them if you have the password in Slack.
well, I mean, I wouldn't even need a waiting room if I have the password in Slack.
Yeah,
I kind of want the waiting room though. I don't know.
yeah. So leave them both for now. We'll figure it out next time. This is what
Yeah,
it is.
you take care of your kids. Come back. We'll still be on probably another hour and a half. So,
All right.
yeah, you probably could see some of this, starting to take shape.
Looking forward to it. All right.
Yeah. All
Talk
right.
to you
Well,
guys soon.
see you in a bit.
Okay. I have the events folder.
You got the events?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Now just the screen. So you just need the screen while I continue to finish my install. I don't know, just a basic button. Okay, so I think I have. Okay. Okay. Now, someone commented, Krzysztof, that it's not
Yes.
exist in not
Comment.
exists. If not exists, then create path in the
Yes, yes.
file. Okay, sorry, just looking at
I,
it now.
I
I'm
found.
not sure if you looked at it.
Yes, I found this
Okay.
a little mistake.
Uh, where did you have? I can't. Okay. Who knows where writer stores the default directory? Oh, there it is. All right, I just found it. Yikes. Okay, save. I just really wish that JetBrains included the organization in the path when cloning from a whole project. That would be really helpful, because otherwise they just all get lumped up into the same place. At least have a little checkbox for that. Did you push that up anywhere, Krzysztof?
This code? No.
Not yet. Okay.
GitHub?
Yeah, but don't worry about it for now. Just keep going. Keep going until we see a screen, and then I'll do the same thing for Node. Hopefully by the end of this, we'll have both solutions. Actually, Golang would be good. We have Golang, people wanting Golang solutions, so maybe I'll just do that as the second one. Let me update the Miro board. Include Golang, because I think we had a really good session last Friday with Jamie. He did a very good OAuth implementation from an event model all the way to implementation in Golang. It was quite nice. So I'm just adding Golang to the implementation. And I'll add a few routes just for fun, for example.
Christoph, are you looking for full name or just name?
It's full name. was better. Okay. I think we need a user. the user and timesheet ID.
So everyone understands how you can have different stacks doing different things, even though they're quite related, because you're just, inspecting the same serialized events. Yeah, I just added the Golang stack for some more. Feel free to edit the paths as to what each thing is responsible for. You may not need to have so many routes. That's just easier to read here. You could have one route that's quite generic, and then just obviously just filter on the types of commands you're getting. Anyway, just for this type of illustration, I see it easier to point out as to who's working on what if people need this explanation. Okay, perfect. So we got the HTML. I will launch Golang as well. Goland. I'm really glad that IntelliJ and JetBrains they've started to add all the different tutorials for all their IDEs as part of the startup projects that you get. So if you're not familiar with any of these stacks, getting the JetBrains IDEs should make the transition to a new language a lot easier. And like I said, we're trying to keep this low tech, so when you're trying out these examples, you shouldn't be too hard pressed to catch up and participate quite quickly.